2 months earlier I had been nothing but a scout, Lieutenant Marcus Hale of the Terran Defense Corps, assigned to patrol the edges of Veyr'ith space. Our orders were simple. Observe, report, avoid contact. But my ship had been ambushed, my crew scattered or killed, and I had been taken alive. Most humans never returned from Veyr'ith custody. Yet instead of being executed or sold, I had been transported directly to the royal world, Veyr'ith. Rumors whispered that Queen Zera demanded to see a human for herself, to understand the species defying her expansion. For weeks, I lived in a suspended state of captivity. I was not tortured, nor was I free. I wandered the palace gardens under constant guard, dined on strange but nourishing food, and even found myself questioned by scholars and officials. Always polite, always curious, yet I knew the sword hovered above my neck. One evening, an elderly court advisor named Veyr'ith spoke to me while I studied a pool of silverfish in the gardens. "You intrigue her, human," he said. "Most beings tremble before her. You do not." I had laughed bitterly. "I'm already dead. What's there to fear?" "Perhaps," Veyr'ith murmured, "or perhaps your defiance is what she admires. In Veyr'ith culture, strength is not only in weapons, but in spirit." That night, an idea formed, a dangerous, reckless idea. If Zera respected strength of spirit, perhaps there was a way to stand before her not as a prisoner, but as something else. The gift. Weeks passed. I learned fragments of their language, their customs, their rituals. I watched how gifts were exchanged among nobles, not as tokens of wealth, but as symbols of intent. A jewel could mean loyalty, feather remembrance, seed hope. So I crafted my own. With scraps of metal and crystal from the gardens, I shaped a small box no larger than my hand. Inside I placed a simple object, a shard of earth soil, preserved in a capsule from my emergency kit. It was all I had left of home. To me, it represented the weight of my people's survival. To her I hoped it would speak of courage, the audacity to stand before an empire and offer not surrender, but trust. When the day came, I was summoned at last to the throne room. The guards pushed me forward, their blades humming with restrained energy. The queen leaned forward, her gaze piercing me like a spear. "Human," she said in perfect Terran standard, her voice resonant and layered with harmonics. "You have lingered in my halls. You have walked in my gardens. Tell me, why should I not end your life here and now, as I have ended the lives of countless soldiers who opposed me?" My throat tightened. The moment had come. Slowly, deliberately I held out the box. "For the same reason you allowed me to live until this day," I said. My voice shook at first, then steadied. "Because strength recognizes strength. I am nothing compared to your empire, but I am not afraid to stand before you. This," I opened the box, revealing the fragment of soil, "is Earth, my world, my gift to you." The throne room went silent. Even the guards froze, their weapons lowering slightly. Queen Zera rose from her throne, descending with movements as graceful as a predator. She stopped before me, towering a full head taller, her golden eyes locked on mine. She reached out, taking the box with careful hands. Her fingers brushed mine, warm, not cold as I had imagined. For a heartbeat, she simply stared at the soil. Then her lips curved in something I had never expected. A smile. "This is no jewel," she said softly. "No gem, no crystal, no treasure of war. This is life. You give me your world. I swallowed hard. I give you a piece of it. Not as a subject, not as an enemy, as one who dares to stand before you as an equal." Her smile widened. She turned to her guards. "Leave us." They hesitated. My queen! Leave, she commanded, her voice sharp as thunder. They obeyed instantly, retreating until only the two of us remained. Zara turned back to me, studying me with a gaze that seemed to pierce my soul. You are bold, she said. Foolish, perhaps. Yet, in Veyr'ith tradition, when one offers the essence of their world, it is not a gesture of diplomacy. It is a proposal. My heart stuttered. Proposal! Her eyes gleamed. You have given me life. You have given me a piece of yourself. Among my people, such a gift is the act of a consort, a husband. The word hung in the air like a thunderclap. And blinked. That wasn't, I didn't mean. But she only laughed, a rich, melodic sound that filled the chamber. You meant courage. You meant defiance. And that, human, is why I accept. She stepped closer, so near I could feel the warmth radiating from her skin. From this day forth, Marcus Hale. You are no longer my prisoner. You are my husband. The conflict between worlds. The days that followed were a blur. My sudden elevation to royal consort shook the palace to its core. Nobles whispered, guards scowled, and ambassadors demanded explanations. A human, an enemy, now stood at the queen's side. Madness. Yet Zara silenced them all. In council, she introduced me as her chosen mate. In private, she questioned me endlessly about Earth, about humanity, about why we resisted conquest when so many others had fallen. I answered with honesty, sometimes with anger, sometimes with sorrow. She listened. And somewhere in those nights beneath alien stars, I began to see her not just as a tyrant, but as something else. A woman burdened by power, respected and feared, yet yearning to understand a world beyond endless war. Still I was torn. To accept her meant betraying my people. To reject her meant certain death. I wrestled with the truth. Perhaps I could be both bridge and shield, shaping her view of humanity from within. But the Empire was not blind. One night, Veyr'ith, the old advisor, came to me in secret. Your gift has bound you to her, human, he warned. But beware. There are those who would see you destroyed. Some whisper of assassination, others of war. You must decide where your loyalty lies, Veyr'ith or Earth. I stared at the soil capsule in Zara's chamber, glowing softly under alien light. My loyalty was to both, and to neither. My path was my own. The climax, the assassins. It happened during a royal procession through the capital. Zara and I rode side by side upon living beasts bred for ceremony, the streets alive with chanting crowds. Yet beneath the cheers I felt tension, a ripple of unease. Then the first blade flashed. A group of masked assassins leapt from the crowd, energy weapons blazing. Guards fell instantly. The attack was precise, aimed not at the queen, but at me. I barely had time to react. One assassin lunged with a plasma spear. Instinct took over. I grabbed a ceremonial banner pole and blocked the strike, the heat searing my skin. Another attacker closed in, and I swung wildly, striking him down. Zara's voice thundered above the chaos. Protect him! Her guards surged forward, but the assassins were relentless. One broke through, blade raised toward my heart, until Zara herself moved faster than thought, intercepting the strike. Her hand glowed with raw energy, disintegrating the weapon in a flash. She stood before me, radiant and furious, her golden eyes blazing. Touch him again, she roared, and you will know the wrath of a queen. The attackers faltered. Within moments, the guards overwhelmed them. The square fell silent, broken bodies lying in the dust.